got into real estate on accident. I became a little bit of an accidental landlord. I was in college and the college required you to live on campus, and I was miserable and paying a ton of money to live on campus. And my parents, who are much smarter than me, were like, why don't we buy a house right off of campus and you can rent it out to your college friends and you can all save money? And I thought that was a good idea. So it happened to be 2008 when you could afford to buy houses in Denver. And we bought a house in Denver and I rented it out to my roommates, which easily covered the mortgage. And I, went to Barnes and Noble at that time and got Real Estate for Dummies and like made a lease and sent it out to my roommates. And I held that property for 7 years. And when I went to sell it, I was making, I will not forget, $40,000 a year at my, entry level corporate America job. And I sold the house and I made $100,000. And I was completely blown away. Like I'm working so hard in my job, slaving in this corporate office to make 40,000 a year, and I just made 100,000. Then that was easy. And so that's sort of when the light bulb went off for me. But it took me a while to execute. I think I'm a reasonably risk adverse person. So my husband and I moved out to the country and I kept working for corporate America, but it was just kind of in the back of my mind there. Like, there's something there. And so in about 2016, I started listening to Bigger Pockets, like I'm sure a lot of your listeners did, and had Brandon Turner in my ear all the time and all my drives, and bought my first single family house in 2017. And then I just sort of did, as Brandon calls, like the stack, right? I bought a single family and another single family. And then I went to buy a duplex, but ended up buying a sixplex. And then I partnered with some people. I bought a couple other kind of in that small multifamily side. And I hope my journey is relatable to other people because I really didn't do anything special. I just listened to the podcast and then just did exactly what they said, right? So I bought the single family and then I scaled, and there's a local meetup, and I went to all the local meetups year after year. And about 4 years into attending the local meetups, there was the guys from Wild Oak Capital at my meetup, and I went up to them one day and said, hey, like I'd really like to work with some bigger investors. Do you know anybody who might need some operations help? And they said us. And then I worked my way in and proved myself, and now I'm on the syndication side, and I'm an asset manager for larger multifamily properties, and I have about 500 doors under management.
Awesome.